What's up guys, Crane here from LogicLounge.com here with my quickie review of the Samsung Galaxy S8. I've had this phone for a couple weeks now and I kind of want to give my quickie review and impressions of what it's been like using this phone. Now I come from a predominantly Apple-based user, so going to Android, especially a premium phone like the S8, has been a brand new experience with me. So it's something to consider when I was going through this review and kind of considering everything about what I've learned about this phone and how I've liked using it. So let's start off with the basics. This is the S8, which is a 5.8 inch screen from a diagonal. It's a great looking phone. I like the form factor that it's taller instead of wider. I think that fits perfectly in my hands. I do have quite large hands, but anything wider than this probably would be a little bit too big. That's, I think, why I didn't go for the S8 Plus, was I wanted something with a larger screen, but not too large, where I was really stretching to use my hands. And on this phone, I still have to stretch if I want to get something from the top of the screen. I really have to kind of reach up to get there to do that. So that is something that I have kind of struggled with, but have gotten used to as I'm holding the phone and using it in that way. But the 5.8 inch screen with the Super AMOLED display has been fantastic. I think the screen is much higher quality than it is with my iPhone 7. Yes, even the iPhone 7, I think this outperforms it with the screen quality. It has been fantastic. Now, as the recording of this video, they have announced the iPhone 8 and the iPhone 10, the iPhone 8 and the iPhone 10, there we go. And I am going to be pre-ordering the iPhone 8, so it'd be interesting to compare it with this guy, but for right now, this beats out the iPhone 7 in terms of screen quality. Now, moving on here around the outside of the phone, of course, you've got the front-facing camera, you've got the rear-facing camera. The front-facing camera is 8 megapixels, while the rear-facing camera is 12 megapixels. Image quality on this thing has been fantastic. I've been using it for my Instagram account for the past couple of weeks now, and I've been getting some amazing image quality out of it. The physicalities of this phone, I do like all the button placements. I like the lock-unlock button placed a little bit further down so it's nice and easy for my finger. I like the volume controls. The one thing that I don't like is the Bixby button. The Bixby button is kind of in that spot where if you're trying to turn the volume down, you might accidentally press it. And I'm also not a big fan of Bixby myself. I like Google Now. I think it's a much better service. I've been trying to use Bixby, but I just can't get into it. There are some apps out there on the App Store where you can actually remap this button to Google Now, and that is what I've been trying with this phone, just because I like Google Now so much better. I'm also not a huge fan of the fingerprint reader on the back here. I feel like I'm smudging my camera all the time. I'm having to rub it to make sure that there's no smudges on it. Sometimes when I'm in the dark, I can't really see anything. I'm kind of going back and forth like, where's the unlock button? Where's the unlock button? I don't know where it is. It's something that I'm kind of like, I don't know if I really enjoy this, but I do like having the clean screen front, no buttons anywhere. I think it looks fantastic on the front, but the placement right next to the camera there, I'm not so happy about that. Call quality has been fantastic. I use this on the T-Mobile network, but that is what you expect from the S8. It is just a great sounding and quality phone. The camera on it does 4K video at 30 frames per second, 1080p video at up to 60 frames per second, and 720p video at 30 frames per second as well. I don't know why it doesn't go higher for that one, but I'm reading off the stats here. Oh, it does 240 frames per second in 720p mode. My bad on that one. Let's see, we got all the features of this phone I have absolutely loved. The camera is high quality. I like all the built-in features that Samsung puts onto their camera app, such as the stickers and the effects and everything. The panorama mode, I have been loving the panorama mode. I've been creating these great panoramas, especially for right here, down here in Palm Springs. I've loved that. It's got an octa-core processor in it, 64 gigabytes. 4 gigabytes of RAM, 64 gigabytes of internal memory. It does also have expandable micro SD card slots, something that the iPhone just does not have, which I have been fantastically happy about. It has been something that I've been able to expand my storage, because when I take photos on this thing, I also take them in RAW, so my storage has been filling up so fast. I've got 64 gigabytes of internal, also a 64 gigabyte micro SD card in there as well. I've already have to offload it once in the 2 months of owning this phone, so that is something that you might want to keep in mind, that if you do get this phone, you're gonna probably want to get some sort of micro SD. It supports up to 256 gigabyte micro SD card, so that might be something that you might want to look at when getting this phone. It's got all the Wi-Fi, Bluetooth stuff that you could have. This comes in 2 models, by the way. It comes with either the single SIM model or the dual SIM model. So if you're somebody who travels a lot, this might actually be a very good phone for you, so you can switch out SIMs, have one international SIM, one local SIM. That would be something to consider for this phone if you're the international traveler who wants this. This runs on Android 7.0 Nougat, which has been fantastic. Samsung has been up to the ball when it comes to updating this phone. I've gotten a few updates so far as of owning this phone, so hopefully they'll keep up with updating everything. Like the non-standard vanilla phones, Samsung has to do all of their magic on top of the Android system to customize it to Samsung. So it does delay the release of any new security patches, any new major updates to the phone and the operating system on it. So that is something that lags behind there when you're talking about Android phones. Plus, how long is Samsung going to be supporting this phone and providing updates to the latest Android versions? We'll have to see on that one, and that might actually force you to buy updated phones in the future. That's why I like the vanilla phones over the branded phones, which have their own software on top of it. So one of those things why I've enjoyed Apple over Android is they're just constant updates. When it's available, it is available for your phone, and that's something that I've liked. I have enjoyed the Samsung apps on this, at least. The email app is fantastic. Like I said, their camera app is fantastic. I've been using it as well, and it's been a good thing overall just to use on the phone and use with all of the nice features there. It's been nice, quick, and snappy. This is one of the most snappiest phones that I've had to date with Android. I've had kind of their mid-tiered to entry-level Android phones, but the premium quality phones are definitely the way to go if you want something snappy and something that you're going to use every single day. It has everything that you would think about in a phone. It's got IP68, which means it's nice and water and dust resistant, which is fantastic. 3000 milliamp hour battery, which has kept this phone going for about 2 days straight without charging. I do like the USB Type-C charging port. It's great because I don't have to mess with it or anything. That has been fantastic as well. All these features, you know, the standard features that come with phones. But overall, though, I have enjoyed the S8. If I was going to get an Android phone, and if I was going to switch to Android and be an Android user, the Samsung lineup of phones would probably be my best bet of phones. I like it because they're thin, they're light, they're powerful, and they have long-lasting batteries. So Samsung is the way to go, really, when it comes to Android phones, kind of over LG, even over Android. It's only phones with Google's Pixel and stuff like that. I think this is a much higher quality phone over that, and I probably will be picking up maybe another Android here soon, maybe if I happen to switch. But this one has been my work phone. It's worked out fantastically. The only thing that I have been bugged about by this phone is Samsung is really trying to push their proprietary applications on me. With Samsung Pay, they've been really trying to push it, like sending me push notifications, putting app notifications, really trying to push Samsung Pay to me, which I don't really want to use, and I've been trying to silence all the notifications. It just doesn't really work. Plus, on top of that, there's a lot of bloatware applications on this phone that I just can't get rid of, and I've been searching about how to do that, and there's just nothing you can really do to get rid of those crappy bloatware applications. You can't really delete them, because when you delete them, it just wants to update them, and then it puts it right back onto your phone when your phone does any sort of updating. The edge-to-edge screen has been fantastic. I do love this feature, and I hope that more phones go to that. The only thing that I don't like about this phone is the curved edges. My palm rests right on the curved edges, so sometimes when I'm really reaching, my palm will actually touch the screen itself and will activate the screen not where I want it. So that has been something that I've been struggling a little bit with, having to retrain myself to really kind of reach over instead of reach across to make sure that I'm not activating the screen. I've disabled the always on display. I think it's a nice feature, but I think it wastes battery life, and I'm all about battery life, so I kind of disable that feature. The integrated themes are all right. I just stick with the vanilla theme. I'm not much into customization. I like the nice vanilla look so that when I'm jumping between phone and phone and phone, I'm not constantly having to retrain myself on different themes. Just a nice fluid look overall is something that I've enjoyed, and that is pretty much what rounds out this review. If you were going to go with an Android phone, and if I were going to make a recommendation, I would say the Galaxy S8 or the S8 Plus. Definitely one of those phones that I like. Probably wouldn't go for the Note. I think that's a bit big of a phone for me. I like big phones, but not too big of phones, and I think that's kind of where my line draws, is maybe the S8 Plus might be the biggest I would go. I probably wouldn't go over into the Note series, but that's just me. Of course, you guys can have your comments in that comment section down below. Let me know what you think of the Galaxy S8. Let me know in the comment section down below. Be sure to leave a like, a share, a comment. Be sure to subscribe to this channel as well. I appreciate that, guys, so much. Be also sure to check out my new venture called Miles Points and More. Go visit the website at milespointsmore.com. I'll leave a link in the video description down below, as well as a place where you can go subscribe to that new YouTube channel as well for that. So check that out. Leave your comments about the Galaxy S8. I'm interested to see what you guys think of the brand new Samsung Galaxy S8 line of phones. Tell me what you want as features for maybe the S9 when it comes out. I might get that as an upgraded phone. But thank you guys so much for watching. Leave a like, and I will see you guys in our next video.